You will never look like Baki. You will not have that physique in real life unless you do these things. Baki is very lean. Actually, Baki is extremely lean. 99% of you watching will never, ever get that shredded unless you listen to what I'm about to tell you, right? Because I'm about to break down how to get just as shredded as Baki and how to stay consistent with your cutting and your diet and stuff like that so that you can one day wake up and be as lean as Baki is. So listen, all right? I'm about to hand y'all the sauce. Now, I'm not extremely lean, but I've been through a fair share of bulks and cuts. I understand what it takes to get lean. The first thing that I want to get through 99% of y'all's heads, you need to track your calories. See, this is you. You're trying to lose weight and get leaner so you can feel good and look good as well. But the scale just won't seem to budge. You're dieting and trying to eat less every day, but for some reason, your weight just stays the exact same. And that's when you discover something that changes your cut forever. Your calorie maintenance number. Like, a lot of people think that losing weight is some super complicated process. When you really dumb it down to its most simplest form, it's not that complicated. All you have to do is just eat less calories than you burn on a daily basis. But a lot of people don't understand that. The first thing you need to do before you do anything else is you need to find out your caloric maintenance. That is the first step. You want to know why you stay around the same weight throughout most of your life? Is because you're eating the same amount of calories every day. That's why. So what you need to do is you need to go online, look up a calorie calculator, and then you need to type in all of your information. You need to type in your height, your weight, your activity level, and it'll tell you what that number is. And then it'll also show you if you want to lose 1 pound a week. It'll tell you, like, this is how many calories you need to eat if you want to lose 1 pound a week. And then the second thing you need to do before you do anything else, download a calorie tracker app. But you need to go on the App Store and you need to download some type of app that is going to help you keep track of how many calories you're eating on a daily basis. People, whenever somebody asks me how to lose weight, the first thing I will tell them is calorie deficit. That's how you lose weight. The only way to lose weight is a calorie deficit. You are never in your life going to get as lean as Baki is if you do not track your calories. You can't get this lean. I would also suggest, this is something I recently did, I would suggest that you buy a food scale. Just because a pack of chicken or a pack of beef, it's kind of hard to know how much of that you're eating unless you weigh it. So I would suggest that you also buy a food scale and you start weighing your food in grams, and like, especially for Baki, because Baki, like, I want to say, like, Baki when he was like 13 or 14, he wasn't really that muscular, but I feel like the reason he looked so crazy isn't because he was super big, is because he was lean. The one that I'm talking about, the Baki with the red hair, his physique wasn't that crazy. Like, it was muscular, but I feel like the reason he looked so insane is because he wasn't really that big. He was just lean as fuck. The second thing that I want to get through your head, if you want to look like Baki, is that you need to train with intensity. And I know this is something that I feel like 99% of people understand it, but nobody actually, like, does it. Just looking at Baki train, look at his face, bro. Like, you can see how, like you can see how, like, I feel like most of your workouts should emulate that a little bit. If you're not making that face, I feel like you're not training hard enough. I do all of my sets to failure. What I'm trying to say is that most of you don't train as hard as you think you do. I think that's, not only do you want to train with intensity, but you want to make sure that the exercises that you're doing them slow and you're doing them controlled, because the stuff that builds muscle is time under tension, right? Like, let's just imagine that this was a bicep curl. The longer and longer that I'm holding this curl, whenever I'm on my last reps, I try my absolute hardest to do that, what I just showed you, which is like that super slow, controlled, kind of like, I'm not just going up and down and up and down. I'm going slow, controlled, and I'm really making sure that I'm utilizing the muscle that I want to be worked. If you're a gym rat, you can take the same advice too, but I'm pretty sure you already know this. Like, most people who watch gym content like me, we already know this shit. And my third point is, you need to prioritize and you need to get enough sleep. Now, I know this is kind of counterproductive because I'm talking about Baki. A better example of this is Jack Hanma. If you remember how Jack looked, he looked like that because he never let himself rest. He was always training super hard. He was never sleeping. He was never eating. He looked like a skeleton. You want to know why he looked like a skeleton? Because he never took any rest. He beat himself up until his bones broke, bro. And the only reason he got big is because he took steroids. But the point that I'm trying to make is you don't want to end up like Jack. So you need to prioritize sleep. 8 hours of sleep is not enough. You need like almost double that. You need at least 12 hours of sleep minimum. And a lot of you don't even get 8. It doesn't matter what you're trying to do. You're trying to gain muscle. The longer you sleep, the more muscle you're going to gain. There's no con to sleeping. there's no con to sleeping more. I don't think anybody has ever slept more in a day and been mad about it. So you need to train harder and you need to sleep longer. It's like you're on a completely different life path when you get 12 hours of sleep a night, bro. You need to set a different time. You should have a schedule throughout the whole day of what you're supposed to do. But if you don't have a schedule for everything that you're supposed to do throughout the day, you just need like a night schedule. You need a set specific time that you're gonna go to sleep. And you need to make sure that everything you need to get done is done before that time. And you need to make sure that all of the distractions that will keep you awake have also been away from you for at least like 20 to 30 minutes before you go to bed. But that's pretty much it. I mean, if you do those 3 things, there's no way in hell that you won't look like Baki. I feel like a lot of you think you're doing a lot of these things, but you're really not. A lot of you think that, you know, you're getting enough sleep, but you're not. So you need to prioritize these things more. If you really want to look like Baki, you need to prioritize all of these things. It needs to be the only thing on your mind 24/7. But yeah, I mean, if you do all these things and you really just stay consistent and keep working, you'll look like Baki, bro.